Welcome, everybody, to the Rooster Teeth Fancast, episode 4. I am your host tonight, Chris, as per usual, joined by the lovely MaryPat.
I see you.
Our resident Mexican, Marco.
Hola.
And the new girl on the block this week, Molly.
Hey! Pew, pew, pew.
Damn, you rehearsed this, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Didn't know that Marco was a Mexican. I don't know why I didn't make that connection.
You couldn't tell Marco?
Now you know.
Didn't sound Mexican to you? Alright. What about the mustache in the profile pic? Nothing?
I don't know.
The fake one?
Hey, shut up. It's not fake. I shave regularly.
Right.
Oh, it's because, your thing doesn't show up on mine. So it's just like, to me, you're like a white, like, little person in a blue background.
Thanks. Yeah.
That may have something to do with it. Microsoft, I'm looking at you.
All right. Welcome, the three of you. How have you guys been? Molly, welcome to the podcast officially.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
I gotta say before we start, Molly, I was just like so intimidated by you.
Why?
I was like questioning whether or not I was a woman, because I was just like during our pre-talk, our like meeting, I was like listening to you and I'm like, she's so smart. She's so smart.
And by the way, it's totally okay to question your identity. That's totally fine.
No, I thought you were feeling around in there, MaryPat. I thought you were like looking for something that wasn't there.
Well, I appreciate that. That's a huge compliment. But let me tell you and the podcast listeners, I am not smart, so don't get your hopes up.
No, but I told Chris, I'm like, I'm getting replaced, aren't I?
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Mary was very, very distressed that night.
That's when you know that we need to change. How when the one girl on the podcast is like, "There's another girl on. I'm getting replaced." That's when we need more girls.
No,
all
it
the
wasn't,
girls.
It wasn't even like that. I was
them
just
upon us.
floored by, and I realized that I didn't.
Mark,
talk
when
for
I would
like,
be down for that.
I didn't talk for like 20 or 25 minutes because I was just listening to Molly, and I was just like, yeah, I just listened to a podcast with her on it.
Getting the new strand.
I'm just good for like sex jokes.
Well, those are like an important part of any podcast, though. See, you can't be replaced.
Wow.
A well-timed sex joke is pivotal to anybody's success.
Son of a bitch! It's fucking raining again.
Uh-oh.
Holy crap! So it has been on and off all
then?
damn day.
Hallelujah.
Boy, do I love California. Dry as a bone.
Brag about it.
I mean, if you want to tell us about your sex life, that's okay.
See, you even do the sex jokes better.
Shut up. Is it funny that when you were like, this is podcast number 4, I like put 4 fingers up and I was like, yeah, no one can see me.
I sort of wish that we could do like a Brady Bunch thing where 4 screens put together. You can see our faces and then we can like point up at each other and
oh my God.
interact that
awesome.
way. It'd be funny.
If I ever figure out how to coordinate that kind of video setup with a Skype call,
I mean,
I will more than gladly.
Almodo paid version does that,
that.
but obviously you need money.
Yeah,
Or
that's
you
money.
could just
I've
have
already
us record our faces individually and send you the files.
God.
But those would be huge fucking files.
Yeah.
those would be huge files,
that.
and we wouldn't be able
Like
to
our
really
balls.
react to each other.
Oh yeah.
That would be the point of doing a video podcast, would be able to react to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day.
We could do a
We'll
test.
do one for RTX.
Yeah, because people are going to be waiting on that.
Oh yeah.
Well, with Molly, you know.
I don't know. I don't know why
What the
I'm
fuck
like,
do you
you're
mean?
setting me this up for like. Watch
No,
it.
no.
You're going to say that and like everyone in the comments will be like, ugh, Molly was the worst.
Who
No,
the fuck
not-
is this
not
Molly
possible.
chick?
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
To be the worst, you'd have to be worse than Vince, and I don't think that's possible.
Jesus, man, come on.
Let me talk to you
Calling him
about.
out.
Name drop.
Hey, my friend is here.
Vince,
Hello.
I'm
Oh,
sorry
God.
if you're listening to this.
I thought you were legit like saying that, and I was about to be like, "Did you learn nothing? Did you learn nothing?"
The only friend I have is Rex from Toy Story because he's voiced by Wallace Shawn, and Wallace Shawn
Hot.
is my bae. Do you know what Wallace Shawn looks like?
No.
No, I don't.
Google it. He's
I
so
don't
know.
sexy.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
look
do.
it
I'm
up
sorry.
right
Yeah,
now.
he's the guy from The Princess Bride, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Saw, right?
Inconceivable or whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that guy.
Yes.
I have
So
no
anyway,
idea what he
Rooster
looks
Teeth.
like.
So,
Good segue. Good segue.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
greatest thing on earth happened, and
Molly happened.
what? What?
26 years ago. when the
I'm
moon
looking
was
at
right.
the thing. That's why I'm looking at our doc, and I'm like, "Where's she going with this?"
Yes.
So
You know what? Let's keep building Molly up on an impossible pedestal.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like taking over the podcast like inadvertently. Like,
No, I just sort of felt like I needed to tell you that I was intimidated by you, so I wouldn't be intimidated by you anymore. And
All
also
right.
to tell you that I like listening to you talk. So if I start
Whoa.
to stalk you, you know.
okie dokie.
I'm gonna
No
save
homo,
this for the
or-
police report.
no.
If anybody
You know,
doesn't
you
hear
can
from
just
me
use this as
in
evidence.
a couple of days. I just want you to reference this podcast. Thanks.
Yep, there you go. You heard it here
Number
first.
4.
Yeah, I'm holding 4 fingers up.
Me too. See? We're besties now.
Oh my god.
You can't find it. I'll find
Molly,
you.
Molly.
you are-
Yeah.
so you're new this week.
Yep.
How did you get into Rooster Teeth? Go ahead, tell us all about that.
I'm gonna tell you all about it. It's funny. I feel like a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say I've heard a lot of people say this, or it's interesting, I should say.
Yeah.
I first got into them through their podcast in like 2010-ish area, maybe 2011. I know that it was like before they started doing video podcasts regularly. So it was like maybe 2011. And I had no idea. Well, it's because I had just gotten an iPod. Remember when those were things? And so I was just like, well, I want to utilize this whole like
Remember when Steve
podcast
Jobs
thing.
was alive?
And I saw that Rooster Teeth was like popular or whatever. So I was like, fuck it. And I was kind of just getting back into gaming. So I was like listening to them, and I just like fell in love with them just because I was like going, I went to school like 2.5 hours away. So I'd have like 2.5 hour drives going to
Houston?
and from. What's that?
Oh, you meant 2.5 hours away is your drive, not 2.5 hours away from Austin.
Yeah, from the drive was 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, she
And,
drove regularly to Rooster Teeth and just stood outside.
Yeah, I was just like,
No, I just thought
Like
that because Houston is like 2.5 hours away from Austin, so I thought she
Oh.
was sort of saying that she was, I don't know. I'm
no,
dumb.
sadly,
No,
I'm not a Texan. So like whenever I would, come home or go back to school, like I had a lot of time to kill, so I would just like plow through the podcasts, and just like came to really, love them. And and then later I got really into. I got a 360 for myself for Christmas, and I just like got huge into achievements. Just like dove right in. So I started watching Achievement Hunter, and up until like I don't
You
even
got
remember.
nothing done.
You didn't
It
connect it?
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were the same fucking people.
Huh.
And then I remember I like ran a website
And then when
and
you found out, you came.
everywhere.
All right. Yeah.
And
but I
Bam.
mean, like, did you finally realize?
Oh
it when-
Jesus!
What are you
What is
doing?
that noise?
Did you finally realize it, Molly, when like Gavin was on the podcast and then he was also on Achievement Hunter?
Yeah, well, I
that?
guess I don't even remember how it happened, but I think it was because I remember I was like writing for a website and we posted their Siri short, like the killer Siri,
Haha.
live action short, and it said like Rooster Teeth, and I was like, wait a minute, oh my god, and it was just like mind exploded, and then I realized that they like had more of a community. Like I kind of understood it, like grasp. I don't know. I just like it's like when you don't know what they're talking about 100% time, 100%
Yeah.
of the time. I didn't really grasp how big their community was,
Okay.
and yeah, and then I signed up, became a sponsor, and it's just been sipping the Kool-Aid ever since.
Jesus.
But yeah,
That's
Fun
a
fact,
pretty
I
fun.
think I've brought this up before.
It's Flavor Aid.
It wasn't Kool-Aid.
According to
Exactly.
MaryPat, it's
Yes.
Flavor Aid.
It was Flavor Aid. He fed all the people to kill them Flavor Aid.
It's just easier
Kool-Aid.
to say Kool-Aid because you say Flavor Aid, people are gonna say, "What the fuck are you talking
But
about?"
it's a fun fact, Marco.
Okay, it's a
Goddamn,
really
dude.
fun fact when people are saying I'm an idiot.
I mean, I
What?
enjoyed it.
Well, you are an idiot.
I mean,
Alright.
I'm having a blast.
Chris, do you
too,
like hearing that you're a
bestie.
freaking Jolly Green Giant? No, but you are.
I've never been called the Jolly
shit.
Green Giant before.
Really, I call tall people that all the time.
That's new. I've never heard that one before.
I guess I call everybody that because everybody's a tall
I think it's
person.
because your height is compensating for something. I mean,
What,
Who,
my
me
height?
or, me or Chris?
you would compensate the other way, Marco. I think because you're short, right?
You think that?
Oh yes, but you multiple times established the size of your penis. How big's your penis, Molly?
All right.
I mean, I'm a shower, not a grower. So
Same.
I get it. I respect that.
I don't know. I mean, it's funny you say. God,
I grow
like.
like a fucking oak tree.
Oh wow, that's impressive. I started
Painful.
Slowly.
listening to old podcasts. I think Marco, was it you that said that you have done that before? I went back to the very beginning
Yeah.
and just have been listening to it, like, because like I have like a desk job at work, so I just like listen to a bunch of podcasts
God
all day.
bless
And
you.
one of the ones I just watched was the one where they like had the toilet paper roll, and Gavin thought that he had to like fit inside of it, so he was like saying that. So I don't know. That just made me think of that.
Oh yeah, that's the way to measure yourself is to use an empty
the girth.
bog roll.
Yeah.
I'm also told that you use the that cardboard part of the toilet paper roll to see if like a ball, like you put a ball in there, and if it fits through there, then I can actually choke a child. So you should keep that toy away from them. But it works.
different
Really?
kind of ball. Different kind of ball that I was,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was initially expecting, but good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know all around.
I wasn't sure which
Don't
list
put
that
those
Calvin was
don't
going to
put
get
any
you
of those
on.
balls in kids.
Oh God.
Marco.
Anyway, this has been a great last show. Glad to be a part of it.
Get you on a list.
Did you listen to the story that put him on just all
I'm
of
not
the lists for the rest of
telling
his
it
life?
again. I
No,
am
you're not.
telling- You go
I'm
back and
asking you,
listen.
please don't. It's just, man. You just they keep going. Well, maybe it was a joke. We'll take him off the list, and then they decide, nope, still threat level, orange or whatever.
Still, Marco still poses a credible threat.
See,
Yeah, but it
and those
seems-
idiots, they thought, sure, they can stop me in the United States, but the second I go to Mexico,
Yeah, but it's really
Jesus.
funny because it seems like from talking to you that you like super care about this cousin, right?
yeah, I like him a
He's
lot.
your buddy, yeah. So it's like a Michael Jackson
lot.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because Michael Jackson never did anything.
So,
No, there was a post on Reddit about how Michael Jackson didn't do
I'm gonna get a
anything.
monkey.
Blanket, no.
Shut up.
Bam.
What are you doing with my
Get
blanket?
shit on, Marco.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant.
It's ignorant. God.
So,
So we-
RTES.
Yeah, we fell off the rails.
Yeah,
Did-
this is what always happens.
RTES aired last Sunday, so the second episode is airing tomorrow. It's
What is this shit? It's like new content, and they want me to sponsor. What the fuck, man?
So yeah, for
I'm
those
saying
of you who
sarcastically, of course.
maybe aren't sponsors and aren't on, I don't know, the subreddit or on the internet. I don't know. So RTES is the Rooster Teeth Entertainment System, and it's Colton
Hosted
Dunn,
by
who
Colton
is-
Dunn.
yeah, who is starring in Laser Team alongside Bernie, Michael, and
He's
Gavin,
the
and a
black
slew of other
one.
people. He's the host, and it's like there's like some sketches. It's more of like a live talk show than I think most people were thinking it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's all live, and it's for sponsors only. So you tune in live on roosterteeth.com, and you can watch. And the first one was pretty okay. It was a little rough in some places, and I think a lot of people forget that if you like something, you're still allowed to critique it because it comes from a place of like support where it's like, I don't
Right.
want, like, I don't want any of their productions to be bad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not rooting against them.
Of course.
But I think, like, I mean, it was the first show. I mean, On the Spot was a little rough for the first few episodes.
I really thought that.
But the difference is that On the Spot had recognizable faces on it from the start. But RTES, they had a segment with Bernie and Matt, and this weekend they're having Jeff on. So we know them, and we know Colton sort of, but we didn't know he had this like panel of people, I guess, who are his friends, who are like comedians or something, something within that range. I think it's sort of when you introduce new people in, you don't know how to, like us, you don't know how to take it. So I think once we get used to his panel of people, because the thing was, they did this thing where they periscoped and they had people tell them, they were singing "Eat a Dick." Like, it's a lot less funny when I say it, but they were having people periscope and say who should eat a dick, and they were like singing.
When you say it.
You're
Love
so
you.
sweet. But anyway, see, I was on the fucking train, and then all of a sudden we're in that game with the husband that the wife is dead, Maria.
What?
Gears of War.
Yes, I
Oh,
never
what
played
the
it,
fuck?
so I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass. Anyway,
As usual.
that was sort of funny, and that was like part of the live show. Funhouse
Off this podcast.
had a short Funhouse had a podcast had a short. Funhouse had a short that was hilarious, and you got to see Kovic dangling in the wind, and if you're into that.
So if any of you saw Jeff's Periscope from a couple of weeks ago, it was all the Funhouse guys in like luchador outfits and really tight pants, and so the sketch, I don't know if it'll come on the if it'll be on the site anytime soon or anything like that, but I'm sure there are GIFs all over the internet now. So it was them all running after Bernie. Was like the end in slow motion, and so Colton was like, "Can we get a replay of that in slow motion?" And it's just Adam's junk, just like no cup, just right up in there. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really gorgeous.
let me go
it
get my
was
lotion.
bouncy, like elastic as fuck, man. And he was getting into it. Like, well, his junk was his.
All right, so
In and out.
It was like, I'm defying gravity.
that's Rooster Teeth Entertainment System, and you should definitely check it out if you have sponsorship or are planning on getting sponsorship.
Yeah, I
because
think
it sounds
they'll
great.
get. I think it'll get better.
Better.
I think
Yeah.
I think the Eat a Dick segment went a little too long, and I think that
I think it was supposed to be a transition.
yeah, and I
then
think
they
there
couldn't
was like
get
an
the thing
error or
working.
something.
Yeah.
And I think like just some of the stuff went a little too long, and I think I really respect the fact that it's live. I know that's a really challenging thing to do, but I think you should have a little bit of a base segment to just so people kind of have, because they talked about the they talked about the
Base.
potential voice acting strike, and then they played a shot or a video of something from the new Destiny DLC, and then they were like, well, this is what would happen if we didn't have good voice actors. So then they were gonna kind of parody and like ad lib the trailer, and that's a really funny and clever idea.
You got
It's
rid
very
of
topical.
Dinklebot.
Yeah, and it just kind of was like,
Well, they used to do something
fell
like that
flat.
on Whose Line.
yeah, and it just fell flat a little bit. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, these guys are probably like really funny writers, but in terms of like improv, maybe not the best.
Is
At
it
least
like
these
that
guys
thing
were.
where in what was that old game show? One of those old game shows where the guy tells you to like cut your dog's balls off. Yeah, it's like go get
Yeah,
your
it was
pet- your
just
pet
like
spayed or
that. It was
neutered.
just like that, Marco.
I mean, I got my dog spayed and neutered and shit. I'm all about it.
Bob Barker?
Yeah,
Or whatever?
Mark
yeah,
Bark,
on
yeah.
Price is Right?
The price is wrong, bitch.
Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
Yeah,
like
thanks,
that at
Adam Sandler.
But yeah, it was okay. I mean, like I don't I don't want to say like it was amazing, but it wasn't like complete shit either. I mean, it was like
it
the first
definitely
show.
has promise.
Yeah, they've got some
It's gonna
like
be good.
there's ways for them to improve, but I
Yeah.
think the
And
one
it's
thing
an
that's really great
hour,
about
right?
Colton is he's so positive and so energetic that it's kind of hard not to root for him. So
I love that guy.
and like Mary was saying that it's all in LA, and so Funhouse is like our only viewable source of LA for Rooster Teeth. So I think
That's
like
what makes me
Right.
feel so close to Rooster Teeth, mainly being in California and well, Orange County, but close to LA is like I'm so close to an extension of Rooster Teeth. I feel so cool about
Yeah.
that.
You are
Yeah.
like in legit California. Like when people think of California, that's where you are. Like they don't think
Thank
about
you.
like the vineyards and shit. They think about like where all the people do coke off each other's assholes.
That would be that would be Culver. Yeah.
that special place. But yeah,
Eventually,
so that's,
I'm gonna get you to tell me your address, and then I'm gonna go kidnap Molly because she's my bestie, and then we're gonna go.
Fuck,
Show
Mary.
up
once
at your
again, if
house.
I ever go missing, I'd like people to reference this podcast. Please
So,
take notes.
Listen, I'm
Stranger
trying to
Hood
make
season
jokes
2
because
also
you're so
premiered this
smart.
week, every day of the week.
Yeah,
one day early
that
for
was really
sponsors.
surprising. I wasn't expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Like,
I
boom,
was
boom,
because
boom.
I was like,
I think-
they're gonna want to get this shit over with.
Yeah, they want to get it over with. Exactly. Just take it.
And okay, obviously the best moment. I think up to 3 is out for the public as of this recording, but
it
they'll
just came,
all be
the
out.
entire
for
thing just came out to the public. I just watched it.
Oh,
earlier.
really?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's out.
so my favorite part was
Spoilers.
when Ray raid all over the place.
Yeah. He was jerking off and
because-
shit.
Just the fact that he's fucking canon in that series now, because he's not a character. It's Ray Narvaez Jr. as Ray Narvaez Jr. And I was like,
Narvaez.
fuck, he fucking pushed this joke so far. He's part of the canon of this series, and it was. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great second season.
Well, that's
It was-
that's,
I mean-
that's the
The
one
credits
thing.
were the best
That's
part.
the
Oh,
that's the
credits were
only
good. Yeah.
thing you can hope for. To push a joke so far, you become part of the joke,
Isn't that what Ray
It's
does
amazing.
best, though?
Yeah, so, I mean,
whether
yeah,
he
I mean,
wants to or not.
Yeah, what he likes to, yeah. It's like, he says one thing and gets like a bazillion
I gotta say, though-
exaggeration, but shirts made and everybody makes a lot of money.
I gotta say though about him. Well, maybe not about him, but about the
Really
show.
shit on Ray.
It's filmed in The Sims 4.
Yeah.
Sims 4 it's like pretty, I guess, prettier, but it's shit because I played The Sims 3 religiously, and The Sims 3 had a ton of cinematic options, and you could make people open and shut their mouths as you wanted it to, and it was very like clumsy just because of the game engine, not because of. I thought they did a really good job filming it and making them look like they were actually talking.
Yeah.
Also, turns out the character who I thought was voiced by Blaine the whole time, voiced by Kyle.
Yeah, I could tell, like, most of them I could tell who they were voiced by, but it's like, there was a few that I didn't know, like, I believe her name is pronounced Yissa, or Issa? I don't know
Yeah.
exactly. I hope I
Yeah,
pronounced
she's
it right.
I follow her on Twitch. She's like a animator, isn't she?
Yeah, she's part of the animating
Yeah.
team, so I'm like, oh,
She's
I didn't
pretty
know who that
sexy.
was, but she's
Sorry.
good,
Sorry about that compliment.
yeah.
Well, I know I'm not meaning to offend anybody, but
I take it
call
back.
as I sees it. No, I calls it as I sees it, and I think she's sexy because of her talent too, not just because she's sexy. Now it's gotten to a weird
Mary
place.
cares
so-
about what's inside, not just what's on the outside.
I saw that
Well,
Ray.
I have a big boner for Wallace Shawn, and he's not
Very.
exactly.
She's quite the gentle lady. Tips fedora.
Oh Jesus!
Milady. I saw that Ray was saying now that Stranger Hood season 2 happened. What about 1-800-MAGIC? A series I had never fucking seen in my entire life, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then so I went and watched it because I had just started watching Stranger Hood as well, and I didn't realize that Brooke was one of the voices who was like a frag doll for Ubisoft, and you'll hear her mentioned like a lot in older podcasts and stuff.
They also did a behind the scenes thing where she had headphones or something, right?
That was Faith.
That was Faith.
Brooke,
Okay.
Brooke was
Sorry.
also she was in the first season of The Gauntlet. She was one of the main people
Okay.
who had like teams and stuff. She's super cool,
Right.
and yeah, I was like, because I remember her saying like, oh, I remember recording voices in Bernie's closet, and
Oh,
like
my.
way back when, and now like look at how far they've come and whatever. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that she did like I just kind of like forgot that I just thought it was for Red versus Blue, but I didn't realize that she was like part of another series. But anyway, that was a super large aside. So then I went back and watched
the
1-800
two
Magic.
responses. Uh-huh.
So good. It was so funny.
Yeah,
Like-
listen, I thought Nature Town was funny. I know like nobody agrees with me, but I saw Nature Town the first episode, I think the second episode too, at the first RTX, and I don't know if it was just because like I was in like a room full of like sexy people, but I like really enjoyed it. Like
You know, I'm
Nature
starting to
Town,
think
and
Mary just thinks everyone is sexy. I don't think anyone's any special.
I not so big
I don't know if
into
that's
Hitler
necessarily a bad thing. Well, that.
or the guy who doesn't poop in North Korea.
What?
What?
Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
Let's
But Kim
transition to
Davis-
this story.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
I gotta okay, quick story. I'm gonna try and make this super quick. I went to
No,
Gay
go
Pride.
ahead. It's fine.
I went to Gay Pride. Has nothing to do with anything. Gay Pride.
Again,
there was
I'm
an
sorry,
improv
everyone.
team. For?
What I said.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Anyway, went to Gay Pride. There was an improv group. I had two drag queens doing their thing, and they did the Moving Bodies game, which was on Who's Line All the Time, where they call two people up on stage and they have to pose them. And I was one of the people who got called up because when they asked for people, I went apeshit. Oh, I was wearing my Touch My Awesome button shirt, and like 35 to 40-year-old lesbians fucking loved it. They
Nice.
fucking
Yeah.
loved that. that
Is there
shirt.
video of this?
No, because my
God
friends
damn
were
it.
there and they were just like watching. But anyway, the
Your
Moving
friends
Bodies,
suck.
the Moving Bodies thing. I got like 100 compliments on the shirt. It was great. Anyway, during the Moving Bodies thing, one person was playing Kim Davis and the other person was playing someone trying to get married there, trying to get gay married. And I got
Oh,
super
God.
weird. I like had her. I had the girl I was controlling. Grab Kim Davis's boob, and it got like super sexual. And I'm like, maybe that's what's going on, because a lot of times I think when guys are like super scared to show any sort of emotion or any sort of whatever towards other men, I think you think you're a little bit gay, or you're a little bit scared of being
Dude,
whatever.
I'll touch whatever.
Well, that's
I'll
what the
suck
phobia
whatever. I don't
comes
care.
in.
I'm
Like,
totally
I mean, it's
cool
a
with
fear
that.
of something.
Exactly. So I'm like, well, maybe if you like worked out your own sexual issues, then you wouldn't be so weird about touching. Because like clearly the Funhouse guys and the Achievement Hunter guys, they're cool with like, making magic or whatever. Like,
That's mainly why a lot of people thought I was gay in a lot of high school, mainly because with my friends,
because you were in
know.
theater.
Yeah, but my friends and I would just we'll grab each other's tits. We're fine. Like we'll pat each other's asses,
Tits.
squeeze our asses. It doesn't matter. We will literally like
Yeah, see,
straddle
that's,
each other.
I feel
We
like
don't
that's
care.
a place where you're more comfortable. But anyway, I made it super
school?
weird. I made it super weird, and they went with it, and it was hilarious, and that's my story. Kim
Although,
Davis related story.
I'd like to make an asterisk for that. If you're going to get married, or if you're going anywhere, especially if you're going to get married, probably shouldn't grab somebody's boob, especially if you're getting married, because that'll probably make your spouse feel a little awkward, maybe second guess the marriage.
The thing is, it was just the two
I don't
people. It
wanna
was just
marry
the
her
Kim
then.
Davis person and the person going to get married.
Right?
And
No,
so
I
was
know.
just like,
I was just saying, like, it's like one thing to like not feel comfortable around, like, but it's just like it's okay to be against, like, not against, but it's okay to feel like weird about someone touching you that you don't know.
well,
the
these
moral
weren't
of the
real
story
boobs
is
either,
if you're
so I
going
thought
to
it
get
was okay.
the moral of the story
imaginary.
is if you're going to get married,
they were
there's only
padded.
one
They
pair
were
of
both
tits you are allowed to
men.
grab.
My own.
Wait, what?
If you're going to get married, there's only one pair of tits you are allowed to grab.
Oh yeah,
My own.
Hey, another funny story.
My
Kim
mom's.
Davis's.
Actually, never mind, because I would want that cut out, so never mind.
No,
Uh-oh.
go ahead, please.
And
Sorry, I joeled it. Sorry.
Jolt. Jesus
My
Christ.
bad.
What
So
a tease.
have
You
you
know,
all-
one
What a
time
tease.
in theater, there was this one guy who got really grabby with people. He was a really grabby guy. I don't like the guy. He tried to come on to me in the fucking dressing room, and literally, I think that's what spun my bathroom problem, because he had his hand up there.
holy shit, really?
What?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's assault. Like, I mean, like that's.
Oh
like,
yeah, I know. I definitely. I
like,
told the teacher.
that's not appropriate. That's not okay.
But
like,
like
you
the
can't
fact
touch
that
somebody.
no, yeah, like
Like puppet
he separated
style,
my
or
pants.
like...
Yeah, he separated my pants. Like
Oh.
I was wearing jeans, and he got through
Deep
that.
asshole
Powerful hands,
scratches.
this guy.
Oh my
Powerful
God.
hands.
That's
I'm
fucked up.
I'm so sorry for laughing. It was mostly at Mary's comment.
He was about to wear me like a puppet.
Yeah.
Look how far we have fallen from this topic.
Stranger
It
Hood
was
season 2
my fault, I'm
was
sorry.
pretty okay.
It was
I haven't
exactly
watched at
what
all.
you would hope, like a sequel to Strangerhood would be. It was
Yeah,
perfect.
especially
If
if you
they
just want it
never
for
go
Ray.
back to it, it's cool because they ended it in a good way. Ray was funny. He rayed all over the place. He was exactly like who his personality portrays him to be.
Right.
It was great. It was, and I really enjoyed the like characters. I liked hearing like Lindsay was in the first episode. She did more voice acting. I don't want to like insult her because she's like one of my favorite people in the world.
I love
but
seeing. I
she
forget.
uses the same voice for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Katie
'cause
voiced
I think she's trying to-
the feeler one, who was like the.
Oh yeah,
The
she
feeler.
didn't sound Australian at all. I didn't catch that at all. I was like, who
Oh, I
is
know.
that?
But
It's
yeah,
so
I thought that
interesting.
character was hilarious, but obviously a huge stereotype, but still really funny.
Well, that's the point, right? 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
they're
at
all
least,
stereotypes.
yeah. So is there a way for there to be a season 3, or do you think
No,
that would
God,
be
no.
like?
They close it
Too
off.
much.
Ray has
I mean, in
Strangerhood all
10
to himself.
years or in like, I think they could pull another couple episodes out of it, but I think you'd have to wait a while and wait until it became a joke again. I don't think at this stage it would make much sense because they did wrap it up pretty good. Just like
I mean, the thing was called Operation No More Strangerhood.
Oh, okay.
right. Listen, like I said, if they never go back to it, I think it ended well. I think
Yeah.
it was a funny joke that was resolved in a funny way. I'm very like happy.
I agree. I never watched the actual thing. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of the original Strangerhood when I initially got into Rooster Teeth and Red vs. Blue.
Well, I
Didn't
was
watch
really
any
into The
more of it.
Sims, so I watched
Was never
it like
a
8
huge
times.
fan. But
I
this
was
was
really
fun.
Yeah,
I
excited.
enjoyed
it was like pretty acclaimed, wasn't it?
No,
Oh, I have
I'm
no
pretty sure
idea.
they all said it was shit, or at least the people that made it. They were like that was.
Well, that's
Stranger
because
Things
Sims 2, I think, because they're like machinima people, and so they work very
Yeah.
hard on getting things to look just right. And although the
Yeah.
scenery and the furniture and even the actions look good, the mouth stuff you can't control it. You could control it in 3, but 3 is like terribly hard to work with.
Huh.
So that's probably why they didn't use it. They probably just used 4 because it looks better or whatever. But listen, I thoroughly enjoyed it. A+.
So
Would
the
watch
next
again.
thing we have on our topic is I don't know what this is. Maybe you guys want to take care of it because I don't know what it is.
It's the community
Should-
stuff. So let me preface this
Yeah.
before we
Oh,
get into
okay.
this. During the meeting where Molly intimidated me sexually,
All
just
right,
intimidated me.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay.
She mentioned being like a voice for the community, and that led into talking about other people who are voices of the community, and so she and her enormous brain powers sort of brought this up. I don't know. You want to take it from here before I destroy it?
Yeah, I just think I was telling them that I think being a Rooster Teeth fan cast, we should try to talk about stuff that the Rooster Teeth community talks about, talking about Rooster Teeth. And there are a lot of
holla at
really
your boy.
there are a lot of really cool things that Rooster Teeth community members are doing, like
Oh yeah.
Naomi.
the community recap that they've been doing since Rooster Teeth stopped doing their recaps. There's so people will like take clips of the movie or of the videos and like show them and link them and everything like that, so that if you're not on the website, because I think Barbara now posts. Well, I don't know. Has she? I feel like she hasn't been doing it.
She
Maybe I've
went
just been missing.
as the video recap started to die off. I did notice that she would post lists of all of the videos, like lists, and she would link it, and she would post a journal on the old website. This was before they upgraded the website.
Those are really useful. Like
But
if
I
you
don't
have a
know
busy
if it's
week,
died off.
it's really useful to have that week's
Clickable links.
stuff. Right, because and you can associate it. You go, oh no, I saw that on the spot, and I saw that Funhouse short, and I saw that demo disc, but I missed that GTA video where
Yeah.
because there's a lot of channels and there's a lot of videos, and unless
Right.
you're only watching Rooster Teeth stuff, it's gonna go away real fast. Like it's.
Oh
gonna
yeah, I
just get
subscribe to
very
a
buried.
lot of different
Yeah.
stuff that like I have a separate, and this is my guilty pleasure. I don't watch every single video, but I do watch quite a few of the BuzzFeed videos just because some of them are interesting.
Yeah, some of them are really good.
Yeah, I don't pride myself on it, but I have a separate account because they post so many videos on all their different channels. This is
Yeah,
BuzzFeed.
they
so
have like
I
all
have
the
a
different
separate
like
account.
colored channels, which is
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
It's. I mean, some of them. I think
I'm
yellow is
only-
for like emotional stuff. I think, or not emotional. I'm sorry, but like.
I only subscribe to Yellow because that's where the
live
Try
stuff.
Guys are.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Stuff like that, and then the.
Well, they talk a lot about
lot of
social
different
issues
stuff.
on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of different
Yeah.
stuff on a lot of different ones, and I subscribe to them all on one channel because
Yeah,
I like some of the
Buzz-
videos. I like the taste test mainly.
Yeah, BuzzFeed Video has a lot of good stuff,
Yeah.
actually.
And they
It's
put
pretty
out
impressive.
like a crazy number of videos. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
They pump
Yeah.
out like 3 or 4 a day per channel. It's
Welcome to
ridiculous.
the BuzzFeed Fancast, by the way, guys.
But yeah,
No,
and-
so
and
you
so
mentioned
if
how
you-
important the recap
17
was.
things you didn't know about.
Now that I have an account for the Fancast, I wouldn't subscribe to all of Rooster Teeth stuff. So I have the benefit of being able to switch to that account and only seeing that content in my subscription box.
Please don't
So
comment
then-
on people on the,
so
on the
then-
videos.
So then when I switch back to my, I guess, public and personal account, I know what to, I guess I know what to look for. I know what to be on the look for.
Yeah, you're right.
I do like they
On the
changed their
lookout for.
thumbnail stuff. So like now, it's more visual and like ciphering like what or deciphering what is what.
At least on mobile.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think they're realizing that that's a really common way that people watch their videos. So I mean, it's really smart on their part.
I did this.
But yeah.
I'm gonna say I did this for you, Rooster Teeth. If you're listening, I did this for you. My phone, I have a crappy LG like I don't even know anymore.
Chocolate?
It's old. No, not that bad. It's LG Optimus Elite. I bought it like 2 years ago now, maybe more, 3.
LG
And,
roll out.
Only it's time
But,
to
No,
upgrade.
yeah, I know. Like, give me money. But I had it has a built-in YouTube app, and it was the old ass one. You know, it was all black and stuff. Couldn't use it, and I used it, but I never got ads on it. Shut up! I never got ads on it, and I'm like, I want to support the creators. I want to watch the videos and sit through the ads if I can, at least for Rooster Teeth videos and all that. So I had to upgrade and the update the YouTube app, and this one crashes every 10 seconds. But I do it for you, Rooster Teeth. I do it so I can watch your ads.
Well, have
So-
you tried the Rooster Teeth app?
That won't even download. That won't even parse on my phone.
Yeah, we're talking about Stone Age technology here.
Yeah, this is what I have. to
Yeah,
work
dude,
with.
You should update
You
your
should
phone.
check to see if you have an upgrade or something. But anyway, sorry, we kind of like had a tangent there. The community
I love
recap
you so
they
much, Rooster Teeth.
they do a
Love you
lot
so
of like
much.
they work really hard on those things, and it's like so they like recap it. They show you the video and stuff, and then they have a clickable link and stuff within the video. And I don't know, it was really cool. And then the big
Nice.
bite.
Yeah,
the
the
big-
Oh, yeah,
magazine.
so I didn't hear. I've not heard of this. What is this?
Me either.
It's a magazine that
yeah.
I don't know if it's one or like a couple of people. They'll like ask.
I when the posting came up, I was like, "Is there anything I could do to help you?" And they were like, "Yeah, you could like spread the word, that sort of thing." And then
Spread our seed all over.
yeah, but I'm not like good at that. I'm not like a marketer. But then I happened to luck into this, so
Can you say
I'm
that again,
sorta
MaryPat?
helping.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
are you being pedantic?
No, I'm sorry. I love the way you say marketer.
Marketer?
Yeah,
not
I
good
don't know
at
why.
marketing.
It sounded really funny.
Marketeering. Anyway, but they just came out with issue number 3. I think they do one a month. Issue number 3. It's got an interview with Ray in it. It's got really good drawings, like really good art. It's got a lot of interesting articles. It's something like fan made, and it's not like a paper product. It's like a PDF type thing that you can download and look at. I don't know. It's worth looking at.
Yeah, they do they have like fan art. They also do something like they had the interview with Ray, which was really cool to hear him It's really awesome, or not hear him, but see what he had to say, and it was really cool how supportive he still is of the Rooster Teeth community. And they
well,
also
let's be fair. I would say
he
about
came from the Rooster Teeth
90% of
community.
his fans,
Yeah.
you know, came
Right.
from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, no, I mean, but still, like, it's still cool
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
him make the effort and stuff. But one of the thing, and they like will ask questions and stuff. Actually, they pulled one of my responses in
Really?
this issue. Yeah, it was like, "What's your favorite animated show from Rooster Teeth?" I said X-Ray and Vav, but it was really I put two answers, and I was like, I put one for Rooster Teeth, or one for X-Ray and Vav, and one for Animated Adventures. I was like, because I literally can't decide. Like, I love these two like pretty much equally, so just pull whichever one you want. And they pulled my X-Ray and Vav one, and but they also do this one thing that I think is really cool. They rank the most popular. They show the stats for the most popular videos from Let's Play, Achievement Hunter, Rooster Teeth, and Funhouse, like separately, so you can kind of see like which ones from each of those channels. Oh, and the No, I think. And so they show
For the month.
yeah, to see, and so you can see like which one that month was the
That's
most
cool.
popular. Yeah, it's really neat. A lot of like, it's just
Listen,
a lot
it's
of cool
very
insight.
visually appealing.
Yeah,
Like, it's very well put. Like, it's great. It looks like a professional publication. I don't know if that's because I think it's Xlax Pizzetta. XLAXPIZETA.
yeah, and so it makes it look like a magazine.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I don't
give him
know
a
if-
lot of
I don't
credit
know if
'cause
he
it
or
seems like
she has-
that's a lot of effort.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I've got
quite
the,
something.
I've got the cover of this pulled up on my phone, and it looks legit. It's X-Ray standing on a pile of
Shit.
references.
a whole bunch of stuff. Boxes called AH stuff, Pokemon, Tetris, an Xbox
Tower
controller,
Pimps.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Tower Pimps, Twitch. That's a box of roses, Left 4
Yeah,
Dead
just
style
the art
med,
inside of
med
it is
packs.
worth it. Even if you don't like to read and you just want to look at the pictures, like Playboy style, I would totally do it.
So yeah,
I
I
Playground
will.
read the
style,
Playboy,
whatever.
of course. I read the interviews. The interviews are the only interesting part. What do you?
I'll definitely
I'm about
link
the
to
nipples,
this.
man. But you be you.
This looks sweet.
Anyway, it's
I
it's
don't
good.
understand. I mean, I just want to say this really quick, and like, please, let's reel it back in after I say this. But I don't know how that media still survives, like Playboy and stuff. Like, the internet has it all now.
Okay, there was an echo. Anyway,
I'm getting a lot of lag and echo.
I don't know if that's me or not.
That's
but
better. Got better.
there was a magazine where Danielle Fishel, who is Topanga from Boy Meets World, she wasn't naked, but she was like sexy, and I was like, I need to buy this and like keep it, and I still have it. So I understand it for that reason, and I understand that old men have just like 2 years worth of Playboys just sitting in their bathrooms.
I can attest to this. It's not me personally, but I can attest to that fact.
Yeah, it's
And I think as far as like that publication surviving, I think it's just the legacy that it built for
the
itself.
hef.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
think
like
that guy still gets laid?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think he does.
Are you
He's got to be
kidding
up
me?
24/7. Am I right?
He's got to be pumped full of Viagra. Man,
Yeah,
he's
because
got
like
to
just
be
walking
like...
around that mansion, it's got to be like
Do you think,
you can't
though,
get that thing down.
that he does it like normal style, or do you think he's like so heavily into kinks that it...
No, I think he's a fucking freak.
Hey, listen, he's like, what, 80?
Something like that. I'm gonna.
Someone Google that shit.
Like, I mean, but
I'll-
how do you
I'm on
think?
it.
Do you
Good
think he
for
does it
him.
with his models that are living in the mansion, or who does
Yes,
he go to?
absolutely.
Probably.
Listen,
Like,
do you
here's
think-
the thing.
I mean,
The
I feel like
feminist
he,
part of me is
He is-
like,
Hugh
let's
Hefner is
respect women
89 years
for
old.
more than their bodies. But the other part of me that's like, yeah, women are hot or whatever,
Jesus.
says, yeah,
Third
if
party
he
that wants
if
to see
he
their heads
is
on a stick.
charming and rich and he can cultivate that, you know, they're not stupid by the very nature of what they do. Like, I know that that Playboy reality show. I know that those girls weren't like, PhD candidates or anything, but I don't think that posing naked makes you stupid. And I think if you're Hugh Hefner's girlfriend, or one of his girlfriends, or he's married now, isn't he?
What?
I don't know. He's 89
yeah.
though.
Who would
married.
trust that guy in a marriage?
What?
Like, who would ever trust that guy in a marriage?
Shit.
He's on his third wife right now, Crystal Harris.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and she left him at the altar.
They married in 2012. His first one was Millie Williams, 49 to 59. Kimberly Conrad, 89 to 2010.
You get in a
Crystal
marriage
Harris
with that guy.
since
Are you
2012.
not expecting him to just like?
I think they know exactly what they're getting into.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, especially because at the time he got married at 86, 85, somewhere in there. I think people knew damn well what they were getting into.
This guy's gonna live
Yeah.
forever, isn't he? He's just gonna.
Well,
Oh, no, we
listen,
talked
that's
about him.
one
He's
of the
gonna die
things
tomorrow,
that
isn't
keeps
he?
you. No, we don't have the power.
We don't have that power.
Okay, thank God. Speaking
no,
of
but-
God,
Oh, yeah. 89 years old and just fucks like a rabbit every day, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, he can't possibly.
He has
he's
to,
a,
right?
He's
He's
got to
got-
be
he's-
slowing down.
Like, if
He
you're
gets,
Hugh
Yeah.
Hefner...
he gets 10 hours of sleep every night. I remember.
I mean,
Really?
he's at least like even if he doesn't get to
Well, he
bang
also-
every second of every day, he at least gets to feel him up whenever. I assume.
Oh well, I mean, I think that's like the perks of the job, though. I think even like the, I don't know. Eventually, though, that's got to be less
He's got to have banged
stimulating.
more women
though.
than anybody on this earth, though. At least in all
No,
his years.
I don't think so, because it's not like rock stars where they're throwing him at him per se.
But
I
rock stars
think
only
it's-
have so much time where women are all over them. Where this guy
No,
is
because
literally
rock
surrounded by
stars,
women.
this is how they wake up in the afternoon with a big smile on their face, and it never seems out of place.
What?
Does anybody get that reference? Anyway,
No, I'm sorry.
damn
I'm
it,
an
Mary.
embryo.
it's All American Rejects gives you hell.
Oh.
I don't want to like. Anyway,
Oh, I know,
they,
Mary.
They
I
wake
got
up, they
that
do some
reference, and
drugs,
I'm
they
still shaking
party
my
like
head.
crazy, they stay up until they pass out. They have lots of like that's why they all look about 1 million years old. My theory, because you don't.
So that's why
put
Steven
that
Tyler
much
got
crap-
his like smile
Yeah,
plastered
Steven
on with
Tyler,
plastic
case in
surgery,
point.
right? It's just permanent now.
You know, he did an interview with Oprah, like side story. He did an interview with Oprah, and he showed her his toes, how his toes are all fucked up because he shot drugs in between his toes.
Oh,
Jesus
gross.
Christ.
Oh my God! So speaking of gross stuff that happens in a medical room or medical facility, apparently there's a science
Babies.
podcast now.
Babies.
Yeah, like this guy put up first. It's only episode 1.
Wesley
But if you
Fake.
go to the subreddit, Rooster Teeth, he basically is answering. I think he's gonna go after like different podcasts from now on. I think he did the most recent one where Gavin said that lunar eclipses must happen every day. And somehow Bernie agreed with him. And I remember listening to it and being like, that can't be right, can it? That can't be right. But so this guy goes and like explains what a lunar eclipse is and is really funny about it. He's not like a shithead or anything. And,
Yeah,
like,
Wesley.
playfully
Don't
like
be
make,
shit.
playfully like pokes fun and stuff. I mean, because Rooster they do that to themselves anyway. Like they fuck with each other all the time, so it's all playful. And he explains lunar eclipses and like how often they happen, and then puts in different clips from the podcast that he's referencing and stuff. And it's really cool. I'm really excited to see someone kind of explain science after they talk about it and stuff in podcasts.
Well,
it's really cool.
It's interesting because like one of my favorite podcasts is when they were at that bar and they had the PhD
Yeah.
chick on, the science lady.
Oh yeah.
And she was like answering their questions, and I thought this is really interesting because now that they're given the correct information back, they can like Gavin was like creating new theories on the fly or was like asking more impressively Gavin questions.
What are the answers
And-
to life?
Yeah, I was really into that podcast, and so it'd be cool if there was some sort of dialogue opened or something because of that, or just we can be smarter.
And there's definitely a fan base for it, I'm sure, because
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a peasant, I'm an idiot. I'd probably get a job at McDonald's at best. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
I'm
Not
kidding.
that-
Fuck you.
Not that
I'm
means that
kidding.
you're an idiot
Fuck
if you work
you.
at McDonald's.
Wow.
I
said
work
me
at
personally, I'm an
McDonald's.
idiot. I know. That's why I said that. I'm kidding.
Fuck
But
you.
I'm sure there are people.
I'm not
who
gonna
are
be your
actually,
hype
like,
man anymore,
in the
dude.
science world that are fans of
You
Rooster
can hype
Teeth
your
as well.
damn
Who actually,
self.
like,
Right.
went to a friggin' university and stuff. So they'd probably be into the science podcast.
Yeah, and he lists his sources too, which I appreciate. I remember that episode that you're talking about, Mary, with the woman that was on there, and I remember when she was like, I was right there with Bernie about the whole senses, and there only being like 5 senses.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, well, because I was like, it's the 6th sense. Like, so how can there be more than 5 if 6th sense is about your 6th sense, like, potentially or whatever? And I just remember she told Bernie that he was wrong, and I remember he's like, excuse me, and he, like, turned away from his mic. It was just like, fuck! Like,
No,
it was so funny.
he muted his mic.
Yeah,
Because
he
had the mute mic, and he's like, "Oh, that's such
That
bullshit."
happens so often.
I was
I love it.
100. I was
Where it's
100% against Bernie for that entire conversation, though.
Why?
I know that there are more than 5 senses because we
Yeah.
consider each breakdown of the senses to be a different sense.
But the way Gavin was explaining it, he didn't pick the best examples. Like, it's like when
No, of
somebody
course not.
talks
Gavin
to you,
never
like,
picks the
a food
best
critic talks to you
examples.
about mouthfeel. You're like, fucking what? Fucking
Mouthfeel?
loser.
I get that every day.
It's a real thing. Like, when you put something in your mouth, if its texture is off, or if it's
Oh, I
made
get
from
you.
ingredients and it can throw off the, like, sense of the meal. And people, like, put a lot of time and effort into making meals, the whole presentation of it exactly right, so you feel a certain way or you have a certain experience. So,
My
but,
biggest
like,
problem
taste.
with, like, a science thing that everybody believes is, like, the whole, like, oh, humans only use 10% of their brains or some shit. And I'm like, that is 100%
And then we
I
turn
believe
into
that
USBs.
humans only use 10%
That
of
is
their heart.
fucking wrong. Yeah,
Aw.
it's absolutely wrong. I don't know the
Talk
science
to me
behind
about
it,
it,
but
Molly.
I know it's wrong. God.
Yeah, no, I've heard that too, and, like, it's complete bullshit. It's like, if that's the case, then we're all fucked.
So,
Well, there's
those
that
who are
movie
wondering, who
with-
are
what's her
listening,
face?
yes, Scarlett Johansson. That was an interesting movie, though.
Yeah, but it was like,
God, I love that woman.
it's because she's hot. Like, she's not particularly
No,
interesting.
she's really,
Damn.
she's really
She-
kick-ass.
No. She's like a great stunt person. I love her in all the movies that she's in. I think she's very powerful. She can command. I'm into, like, women who kick ass and shit. But she's not very interesting.
She was Neptune's daughter in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay, that
her.
makes her slightly
If
more
you see the
interesting.
behind the scenes thing, she looks completely different. You're like, who the hell is this?
Well, she's one of those people that's very naturally beautiful, and I sort of hate that.
All right.
Like,
No, I
Fuck
understand
you for
where
being
I understand
born
where
that
you're
she
way.
coming
doesn't
from.
look
I
like
hate-
she needs much makeup. She's just a little bit more freckly without makeup.
I love
and-
Stephen Amell, but I hate him at the same time because he's so goddamn beautiful.
How's the butthole fingering going?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great.
Okay.
I got a picture of
Asking the
Grant
important
Gustin. I taped it to the end of my fingertip.
I love how quickly he was just. I love how he just completely dismissed that. He's like, "It's fine. It's going great."
No, I knew what she was saying, and I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
so if you want to
the-
check
after
out
the
that
second
science
podcast, I
it is
tweeted
made
him.
by Wesley Fate, I believe is
That's
his
what I
name
said
is.
at the beginning. His name is
Yeah.
Podcast Science on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go
One
ahead
word.
and go ahead and check that guy out. Sounds fun.
Yeah,
I might
he's
check
pretty
it out
cool.
today
And
myself.
one more thing that's not on our list, but
What's
you
up?
know, they on Awu every week they like mention a community
yeah.
hunter, that sort of thing. I'm a community hunter, sort of, not really. I've done a couple videos, but nothing
Oh
particularly
really? I
good.
need to find these.
Yeah, I mean they're not very good because I wasn't recording audio with people who I felt inherently comfortable with, so I was just very boring. Like, if I recorded audio with you guys, they'd be much better videos because I like the things that I built. They're Minecraft videos.
I'd
I like
record the
things I built.
audio, but I don't have a system. I don't have a console to like be in the world with you, so I'd just be like,
Yeah,
hey,
I guess typically what happens is you make the video without audio and you have the cuts in, and then you send
Yeah.
it, and then you record it, and then if you can, you add in, you know, funny, silly stuff later. But I'm still learning about that. Anyway, I really like the community hunters. A lot of people have started out as community hunters who are either prominent in the community enough that like you know their name, or
Yeah.
Ray, Matt,
Yeah.
and Jeremy.
Yeah.
All
Right,
three of them
exactly,
started as
right,
community
right.
hunters.
they're sort of the stars. Like right now, I think
And Trevor.
right.
I know
but
there's
they like
a-
work for the company
yeah.
now. There's the guys who do Plot Twist are sort of the, I don't know, stars. It's a good idea for a show, but basically what they do is one person knows a video game and the other person doesn't, and they ask them questions about it.
I watched one episode. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was, and they have like good chemistry with each other, and they're both British, and like girls get all pussy wet over that.
I get pussy wet over that.
Hey.
I get extremely
Wow.
pussy wet over that.
Mary, you sound very resentful.
No, it's just
First,
That-
Mary
if you
questions
have
if she's
an
a woman.
accent-
Now she's threatened. Now she's making fun of women for getting attracted to men. I think
no,
Mary
no,
is-
I dig it too. I like the Scottish accent though more than like the London.
I
or
do, you
whatever.
lassie.
No, not that one. Like
Oh,
think,
Jon
think,
Snow.
Think
Oh, Jon Snow.
think
Coming to
think
me
the
grotto,
Hound.
come me
Like if
grotto.
we're doing Game of Thrones, think of it. Think of
Bam.
My favorite. That I think it was at that point that I was like, yeah, I'm a Funhouse fan. Like,
Yep.
I'm fucking.
Same.
Yeah, I
Funhouse
see.
fan.
Every time somebody asks on the subreddit or something, how would you get into Funhouse? Where do you start? I'm like, do fucking open house.
Yeah.
Because if you don't care about the people who are
Jon
making
Snow.
MaryPat was on Open House. I remember like 2 weeks ago I was watching an episode.
yes, and they did the same
were you
thing
really?
that they did the same thing that somebody, I forget what was the other connotation, but they said Weebo Mary Hopto instead of Webo Mary Hopto. But I was like, it's okay, it's cool. I
It's fine.
was like, I'm gonna ask a question for Joel specifically, and I said, what Elizabethan literature would make the best video game? And it was exactly what I expected. He just blabbered on, and they did like funny cuts, and James got murdered by Adam or whatever.
Yeah,
It
they
was
were just
great.
like slamming their heads on the table.
It was great.
But yeah, that was great.
Music
My dog keeps
and
trying to get in this
joy.
room, and
Oh,
I'm not letting the dog
Weebo
in the
Mary
room because I
Hopto.
know
The other
she's gonna
time they
start
said
barking
Weebo Mary
at me.
Hopto was when when I did my first Community Hunter video, it won Video of the Week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but that's after that it just shit. I
Went
was
I keep
downhill.
wanting to do stuff for that, but I always I never have time. But I've downloaded
I don't
all
have
the
confidence.
intros and stuff.
I don't have confidence, or else I would, because I've built, like if any, I don't know if anybody has an Xbox One, but if you,
I do.
if,
I'll do one with you if you want.
do,
well,
do you
I
want to
can
like
do a
pop
voice.
into my world and like tell me
I'll
what
do a
you think
voiceover
also?
with you.
Yeah, absolutely, bestie. Do you ever see? Do you ever watch? I know people have mixed feelings about Big Bang Theory, but did you ever watch Big Bang Theory?
Nah,
Yes.
I was never really. a fan
Let
of
me
it.
tell you something about Big Bang Theory.
Oh, here we go.
I wanna like it. There's so many things that make me laugh about it, and then there's so many other things that make me want to punch Chuck Lorre in the face. Tell him, no, you're not funny. That's not what we act like. That's not the stuff we say or do. Shut your fucking mouth and get off of my TV.
Well,
But then there's
I
other
think
things
they
where I'm
take
like, that's pretty funny. That makes
the
sense.
only problem I really have with Big Bang Theory is they take the whole like girls aren't nerds thing way too far, because
Oh, yeah.
I would say it's pretty fucking even right now.
Yeah, it is.
I would say that, I mean, like, I get that Rooster Teeth and PewDiePie and that sort of stuff still skews male for the most part, but I don't think that's going to be like that for very much longer.
Just listen,
And that's not
just
just
the
'cause I'm a
friends that
girl
I've
and
made
I'm
off
whatever,
Twitch,
but-
off watching Ray's streams and his girlfriend Tina's streams, I've made more friends that are girls than friends that are guys. So
Yeah,
Do
like
they-
I'm
do
watching.
they
I
get
have it muted,
pussy
but I
wet
have
over your
my friend.
Mexican-ness?
She's streaming for her Extra Life stuff right now. She's playing Destiny. I mean, and she was one of the frag dolls. Like, there's obviously women out there who like nerdy shit. You know.
Yeah.
when they went
But
really
I
over the
think
top in
the
that Big Bang
problem
Theory
is-
show is when they walked into the comic book store. I think it was like all
Yeah,
three of the
my
girls,
friends
and all the
referenced
guys
that
just
exact point.
stared at them.
Like, oh, there's a girl. Like, because that never happens. I walked
No.
into many a comic shop,
Yeah.
and like there are women working there. You
Yeah.
know, and they're like, "Hey, what are you
Right.
looking for?" And then they like saw that I was looking at the PopCap stuff, and then they were
I-
like,
I've never
I think it's-
experienced that, to be honest. I'm
I
quite
think we're in a
upset by
weird
it.
place where
Yeah,
The
Chris is getting the
women-
women thrown at him, so he doesn't have a problem.
he
Like hell I
seriously is,
am.
man.
Okay,
Like
let's
hell
not.
I
Let's
am.
not. I don't
Yeah,
really
let's
wanna
not
Good
go
luck
into
with
that
by the way,
story.
buddy.
It's going good so far.
Oh, do you want to talk about it? Hey,
Hey.
listen, if you want to.
"Wow."
I think
Jon
we're in a weird
Snow.
place. I would love to spend more time talking about this because I think it's really important to talk about. But I think we're in a weird place where the women that you know that are nerdy are like Meg or like the Frag Dolls. They're very beautiful, and I think that's both good to get women out there by. It's weird because it's like you're sexualizing a person, but you're also bringing awareness. It's a
good
weird
thing that I have no intention of having sex with anybody.
It's
Yeah,
just the way that
it is
women enter
interesting.
things.
Because,
by my own
like,
choice, okay? I'm making the decision that I'm not going to have sex with anybody, okay? So no one can say that they don't want to have sex with me because it's the other way around. Ha!
But I'd
Good
like to
on
think
you,
that,
man.
like, if you were to look at, I mean, like, my friend, like, yeah, like, they're attractive people, but, like, at the same time, it's just, like, I would hope that it's, like, that's not why people are a fan of their work. Like, if I were Meg...
But I think that catches
were-
attention.
Yeah, I mean, like...
It's
Like-
it's historically what happens because you've got like when women first started to work, like be in the workforce, they were
yeah.
like nurses or flight attendants or something like that, and it was always very sexualized. There was always like a little outfit and da da da. That's not the way it is anymore. That women have very respected positions. It's more normal for a woman to have a very high, position within a company.
On
It's
that
still
topic-
obviously not perfect, but I think it's sort of a double-edged sword where, yeah, you have to go through that sexualization first.
I was just
But that's not
watching-
always the way it's
I was
gonna be.
just rewatching the it's a documentary of how Doctor Who got started, and the producer of Doctor Who was a woman when she was alive. I don't think she's alive anymore. She might be. But literally you see how it was a biopic basically. How she walked into the office, she's like, "Oh, you're in my office." And the guy who was there like overseeing the project until the producer got there was like, "Oh, that's funny that you'd think that," or something like that. And she's like, "Yeah, you're supposed to oversee this until the producer gets here, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, is he with you?"
Oh, shit.
Like, just
L-
literally
that,
just shitting
listen,
on
that
her.
stuff still happens.
Yeah, and I'm
but
like,
not
that's
as
a really
much.
shit thing to do. If
And-
I saw somebody
and I
doing
think-
that, I'd get mad.
I think that exactly. That's the change. It doesn't really matter as much that it still happens because there are always going to be assholes who do that. But if the reaction of most people to that is like, "Fuck that dude,"
Yeah.
then we're moving in the right direction.
My dad, who's one of those typical like sports guys, he just watches his soccer whenever. Soccer, what a fucking loser. But like he'll be watching ESPN or any of that like Spanish stuff that's about sports, and there'll be a woman commentating on it, and he'll just be like, "Oh, what the fuck do you know? Shut up," and like click away. I'm like, "All right,
fuck your
cool."
dad.
Yeah, I'm like, "All right,
Don't fuck your
nice,
dad.
bro." She probably knows more about soccer
If you
than
fuck
you,
his
asshole.
dad,
You're
you might
sitting here
make
on
his
your couch
sibling. It'd be
talking
weird.
shit and yelling at the TV. She's actually having a legitimate conversation with these guys about how the game went. I don't even like sports, but I'm pretty sure she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of which, watching sports and not actually playing something, that is a
Okay,
good segue.
on my dad's defense,
for-
he does actually play sports. He does actually go and play
Right.
soccer.
Okay. Well, fuck your dad.
Yeah, still an asshole.
Don't fuck his dad because then you might make his sibling, and that'd be weird.
PewDiePie was on Stephen Colbert. I know. I'm kind of
Wait,
jumping
hold
topics,
up.
but then
How-
I
Yeah,
figured
we'll circle back.
How
Well,
did you
yeah.
pronounce his name again?
What?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie?
Yeah. Or
Your
PewDiePie.
pronunciation.
Pewters. What's his real
Felix.
name? Yes.
Felix something.
Baumgartner.
Yeah.
Baumgartner, yeah, Felix
So he
Baumgartner.
was on Stephen Colbert, and a lot of people were saying that Stephen Colbert actually gave him respect. Like, I'll preface this, like, I'm not a huge fan of PewDiePie. Like, I just don't find him entertaining.
I thought one of the
Uh,
funniest videos he did was when he played Five Nights at Freddy's, and he was just like rolling his eyes at the camera, like that sort of thing. I thought
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah,
can
I mean, like,
kind
if you
of-
like him, like, that's fine. Like,
Like,
I
listen,
don't.
No, I
care.
don't typically
I like
watch
Marco-
his stuff.
I like
but
Markiplier
that was
and
funny,
Jacksepticeye.
where he's like, I don't care.
I can find that funny, but I don't know why PewDiePie. I think it's because the first time that I'd heard of PewDiePie, or that somebody had recommended him to me, was this like 13-year-old kid that lived in my apartments, and he was talking to me, and he's like, "Oh, so do you watch PewDiePie?" And I'm like, "No."
Right. Well, I mean, like, whatever. Like, I don't like. It doesn't matter. Like, if I like him or not. Like, he's popular. Like,
Yeah.
he has.
He
Well, and
literally
the
has-
guy
he
is
popular
fine.
literally
person
has
on
a hand-
YouTube.
He
So, like,
has a fan base.
Like,
he's
the dude is
doing
cool.
something correctly. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
definitely.
And so, like, and Stephen Colbert, like myself, like Stephen Colbert, not to like compare myself, but in a similar sense, it's like respecting that he is doing something
Of course.
that is successful, and like showcasing that the platform in which he's doing that on is
YouTube.
obviously growing as well. Whereas, like, if you if any of you remember watching, or if you watch Jimmy Kimmel, which you may not because it's not that funny.
I like his Halloween videos where they ate the kids.
Yeah,
candy,
he's okay sometimes.
Yeah. And the mean tweets. That's it.
I mean, like, I know I'm like fucking around, but he's funny.
Kimmel does mean tweets, and Fallon does the lip syncing battles, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Okay, I like Fallon.
Fallon has a lot of energy. He's very energetic about it. He's like always talking.
I like Conan though, because
anyway, sorry, Molly, you were saying.
Anyway,
Jimmy Kimmel, like, you know how like in talk shows they do their like opening monologue or whatever, and like shit on the news and stuff like that. Jimmy Kimmel like poked fun at YouTube gaming, and was basically saying like he doesn't get why anybody would want to watch YouTube or watch anybody play a game.
Right, and first of all, he didn't write that. Like,
yeah,
he had somebody writing that for him. Second of all, he did the thing where he talked about something he didn't understand, which I think gets you into a lot of trouble, because if you don't actually have an opinion about what you're doing, you're gonna piss some people off, and then you're not gonna be able to support anything that you're saying.
I can understand like not knowing stuff. You know, I'm an idiot. I don't know stuff, so I don't talk about stuff that I don't know.
You're lovely.
Thank you.
There's my sincere moment.
Don't fucking patronize me, okay? I don't need your patronization. I love you.
You're my buddy. I like you.
Bite.
Yeah.
Kiss.
I like you too. I don't know if I'm ready to commit. But basically,
you're the second man who's told me that this year.
Oh Jesus. But
basically, with the
I also don't appreciate that you get obviously the loudest. I mean the the loudest people are the ones that get heard, some shit like that.
Right.
So instead of people like us, who I believe would have an intelligent conversation, like Markiplier and Missy May, who were on, I believe that's her name, who were on that afterwards, after the whole thing, they were very nice and intelligent about it. They didn't scream at him and tell him to get cancer. Whereas everybody in the comments section and people who emailed and people who send him angry letters and shit do say that. Instead of trying to make us look good, the gaming community, the video game community, all that, instead of trying to make us look like a respectable bunch who will actually will understand your opinion, will respect it, and will try to educate you. Right. You know, but those people are just like, "Oh, fucking get cancer, Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, fucking die, you and funny dick."
Yeah.
And like,
it's essentially like a headline. It's like, Jimmy Kimmel calls gaming community children. Gaming community then acts like children.
Yeah, response as such.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really annoying for people who are.
Yeah, but what are the chances that they're gonna like listen to a reasoned argument and he's gonna change his mind? No, he's just gonna prolong the joke by picking out the YouTube commenters, the dumbass people.
I also think that
and he probably doesn't give a shit either way.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Exactly.
It's his
That's
job,
why he shouldn't have said something about it, because he is somebody who owes a lot of success to YouTube in a very roundabout way. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I'm glad you said it. But mainly because, a lot of people watch
I
the
will
show,
get into a loop where I'll watch 40 of his videos with different celebrities.
Exactly.
And that's not possible without, one, the platform of YouTube, and two, the people who made YouTube, like the fan community of different, people or different types of videos.
So much of YouTube's main view base is based off gaming videos and other stuff like that.
Right.
So
and that sort of bothers me in a very big way, because I don't think that okay, you know how Netflix has its own show, and Hulu has their own show and that sort of thing, and YouTube's done the same thing, which I think YouTube did it first, if I'm being honest. I think a series like Red versus Blue, that happened way before even YouTube. So some sort of series, it's still sort of laughed off as either something that's not understood or something that's not taken seriously for whatever reason, when really it should be, because those Nielsen numbers and shit, sure, they count for an average Joe or an average Joe's family who's watching 2.5 Men or whatever bullshit. Oy. But people watch for, subscribe to, and are very active in knowing things about their favorite YouTube celebrities who have cultivated their own personalities, and that's fucking hard to get people to care about you.
Yeah.
And care about what you're going through.
One person.
And I think that the media, especially people who had like hard climbs or whatever, they should respect them. Like, I know that Kevin Smith, even though he doesn't quite understand it, I have a big boner for Kevin Smith, so sorry if I bring him up a lot.
Same.
He had a very, oh goodness, dog going crazy.
Somebody need a kicking?
Jesus,
Dude.
Marco. You
I don't
can't
love you
just
anymore, man.
say shit like that.
Okay.
Anyway, he had a sort of a hard climb.
I give
A lot of
money to
people
the
didn't take him
ASPCA. I love
seriously.
animals. Come on.
Aspica.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
In the arms of the angel.
Oh God.
Sarah McLachlan.
Ugh. Yes, so sad. Oh
Yeah, it makes me
God.
cry.
Okay.
See, he heard me singing and he came running.
Fisher, calm down.
Um,
Anyway, Kevin Smith had a hard climb up, so he has a lot of respect for people who make like their own deal and build it up in popularity and are like commanders of their own ship, and I have a lot of respect too. Let me mute this. Sorry, guys.
But to go off that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And in the same way that I forgot where I was going entirely. Where like initially, speaking of hard climbs, initially I didn't watch Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, any of that, because I was like, well, this is just those guys that just scream randomly into the camera and boom, million views. That's what I initially thought. And then watching more, I watched Markiplier's Draw My Life video. A lot of people did that when it was popular. I felt so terrible, and by the end of it, I wanted to hug the guy. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. He
That
just
made
went
me
through
really
some tragic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot, and like that's when you forget that these people aren't just people. That's when I realized these people aren't just people on YouTube in front of a camera laughing and making us laugh for our
Right, they're
enjoyment.
people.
Yeah, they're actual people who've gone through worse shit than I have, and still managed to get up every morning and smile about life and make other people happy.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the ratings. I mean, Kimmel, in terms of like his relation to like the big three talk show hosts, he is last.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's like
Is the big three Fallon and Conan?
It's
or Letterman, I guess.
NBC, CBS, and ABC.
Yeah.
So Kimmel's is last for adults between 18 and 49.
Conan for the win, man.
And then also for total viewers, he's also last for the 8:35 or 11:35.
I bet he was loving
12.
that fucking gaming scandal then.
So like, because if you look at Jimmy Fallon is someone who embraces video games, and same with like Conan. I'm unable to kind of like compare.
I like
Conan's
how Conan,
viewership
like
right
he
now.
he would play video games. I think, or they had him playing video games, and he would just fail horribly.
Yeah, it's
that's
called,
like
I forgot.
See that
I
I
had
think is
it-
really
It's
funny
called
because
Clueless Gamer.
he doesn't
yes,
understand
thank
it.
you.
He doesn't understand it. He's not good at it, but he's
He
still fucking
played-
playing it and having,
I
guess,
watched
fun.
a video where he played
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, this new
With
game
Lil
with
Wayne.
Tony Hawk and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was so funny. And I was like, this is something that speaks to me specifically
Lil Wayne.
as also part of this. Listen, when he did his verse on Down and he was wearing his shirt that said communist, his red shirt, and it was the first time like I heard his like weird autotune voice, I was like rock hard. I was like, dude. But anyway,
Jesus.
Yeah, so you
And
have
then it
these
got
other
old.
people who are successful and who are embracing. It's like, I don't know. It's just like, why would you not want that demographic on your side instead of like
Exactly.
shitting on it? You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, it's like somebody-
Also,
It's because they don't
It's-
take it seriously.
it's just like,
I mean, it's like somebody
even taking the gaming aspect out of it, like just online personalities. Like Grace Helbig had her own talk show. I mean, it didn't do very well because it was in kind of like a shit.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
Friday night at 11 or something.
Yeah, it was a, yeah, it was a
Oh.
really
It was
shitty time.
great.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a great show. She was an amazing host. She had great chemistry with everybody on the stage. She brought in, there was like a little interview with YouTube people. Oh, getting whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
she had little interviews with YouTube people, and then she also interviewed like big celebrities like The Rock and stuff. And It was very good. It was a very interesting talk show.
You know
And then
who trumps all that, in my opinion?
Yeah,
Who I think
he
is better
shit
than
on
that?
her. Yeah, it was really. I just like couldn't believe it. They were
I
like,
think the
remember
talk
that
show
time,
thing-
and they used the meme wrong too. It's like that's like
Yeah.
a double insult. It's like you're gonna insult an internet personality and then not even get the internet meme joke like correct.
Memes.
Yeah, but that
Um,
was like some publicist who didn't know. Like, that was a dumb move on their part. Like, because it's usually
Yeah,
like
it
one
was
person who
fucking
runs a
stupid.
Twitter, except instead of being somebody like Barbara who gets the internet, it's some like person who went to school for PR 10 years ago
Oh,
and
geez.
doesn't
Yeah, I
understand
mean-
changing media.
And just wants to throw shade. Like that's
Got an
just
ACC
unprofessional.
in journalism.
But I mean, the point I'm trying to make is that eventually, present day media is going to. I mean, Bernie talks about this all the time. Present day media is just going to have to fucking buck up and realize
Yep.
that integrating with YouTube and an online presence. I mean, like just even looking at music and television, it's different now. People aren't always tuning in live. And
Yeah.
if they are, they want to do it from their computers or from their Xboxes.
And you
or
reminded
from,
me
you
of
know,
something.
whatever else.
You reminded me of
Their
something just
mobiles.
now that
Yeah.
that I didn't put on the list. GameStop, and thank you, Molly, is like, I guess, like, you know, sticking to their guns, saying no, discs and all that physical media is still going to be around for a while. It's not going anywhere. And I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yes, it is. It's
You are-
gone.
It's
I think it'll be
gone.
slower just in terms of like for trade-in
Definitely.
value and
Yeah.
stuff because GameStop is such a like in terms like you want to say like it's interesting because used media, physical media like video games, GameStop helps people pay for brand new stuff.
I
in
guess
that sense.
I would assume that maybe the reason that might be going or might stay is because they're going to be games that maybe I don't know. I don't have an Xbox, but if you go on the Xbox store, I assume not every game they've ever had is available. Like, you know, you can probably
Well, yeah, and
go
then
No,
find-
but
space
the
is an
new
issue
ones.
too.
Yeah, the new ones at least,
Well,
but you can
yeah.
probably go back and find like Ray, who streamed it with his girlfriend Tina, had 50 Cent, like a video game that 50 Cent was in. It was like it was a shooter and stuff.
Blood on the
And-
sand.
Yeah, Blood on the Sand, and he bought that at GameStop because it was really old, and then they played it together on stream. So I assume that's the only way
pretty good
GameStop's
game.
gonna make money anymore. Yeah, it's a pretty good. Game.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some people who, like, there are certain games like Destiny. I made sure I like. There are some games that I just don't want to keep sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
and if it's bad, I hate not being able to sell it back and get a different game. Like, that's like
Oh,
such
yeah.
a shitty thing. Like for example, like Unity. If I had gotten a Unity or Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, if I had bought that digitally, I'd be pissed because then I can't sell it back.
Good point. That is a good point.
I don't know. I mean, I have a very, very split opinion
Holy shit, Chris, where'd
on
you
this
come
issue.
Yeah, right? I was like, hey, I missed your sexy voice there, buddy.
Like,
I can get
think
my lotion
that,
now.
Jesus Christ. I think that it's just like in general, physical media is disappearing, be it in video games or be it in music. But I think that physical media in games is going to stick around in much the same way that musical physical media is sticking around. Because with video games, there's nothing that beats the feeling of opening up a small package under the Christmas tree and seeing the case of this game you wanted so fucking badly. There's
Bro, I
no
wanna see a
download.
sandwich.
There's no download that's ever going to be able to beat that. In much the same way that in music, I guess you guys were talking about this before I entered into the conversation. I opened up the drawer in my desk and pulled out a stack of 8 CDs that I have with me. I have CDs in the year 2015, and I have 5 or 6 vinyl records at home.
Nerd.
All right, well, so does my brother.
Well,
Calm down.
And so, like,
Vinyl's
I
different.
know that all of this
Vinyl's
music is
historical.
available digitally. All of the music I have is available digitally. But there's
I mean, my
nothing
brother buys
that can
CDs
beat
mainly because he drives a lot, and
CDs
you know,
or
his
vinyls.
shitty car doesn't have a digital player. Like, he can't connect his iPod or anything, so that's what he uses his CDs for. And I understand
But
that.
eventually-
I would still argue that physical music is in the minority because I think like
Yeah.
I think iTunes changed that completely.
Oh yeah.
It's coming back.
Yeah,
though.
when
Vinyl
did they go
specifically
from
is
99
coming
cents
back.
to $1.29? When did that happen? A couple years ago?
I don't know.
Probably like
But-
2008 when the economy went to shit.
I would agree with you about like the physicality of it in terms of like gifting and stuff for video games though, because
Yo, you guys want ice cream?
Well, also there's like exclusive DLC stuff.
An ice cream truck right outside my window.
Packages when you get like a special toy or something with it.
yeah, I mean, I think that it's on its way. I think it's just a matter of new consoles having enough
So,
space.
so that's where you get all your special toys.
Yeah.
Mary.
Because
have
I think both
yeah.
consoles, the new gen consoles, should have come with a terabyte of
Oh, yeah.
space.
Yeah, now
They
they're
did,
selling it
didn't
now
they?
and expecting you to buy a whole new console.
What did it come with?
Like
500.
I already
Oh.
bought the goddamn what you call it?
They have
I
new
hit the
extensions
cap
that
on my
have it.
computer yesterday. My computer has a terabyte hard drive because it's like 5 years old or something. But I hit the
Took you
cap
5 years?
yesterday and I was like, why is nothing downloading?
Yeah.
But we're in the gap where like the technology is outpacing the thing that holds the technology. Does that make
Yep.
sense?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
and
we're-
eventually
we're
it'll
in-
catch up.
That's when the next, or I don't know, it's weird to call them next gen consoles, but when those were first coming out, I was describing it with my friend as that the industry is in its teenage years now, where it's like transitioning from like adolescence to a more advanced ecosystem in terms of technology, and in terms of, you know, just digital media and everything like that. It's like this really weird in between stage, and I'm sure that the next generation will come with more memory. I mean, it's just
It
this
won't be as
gradual thing.
expensive for a lot of memory, and we might get better at downsizing files.
I feel like things
Yeah.
are gonna get a lot better.
Just gotta get
are gonna
tighter
get
to
some
convert
things
it.
are gonna get fucking awful and worse and just like eventually evaporate into nothing. But the big things like are gonna get better with time. You know, much better than they are.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at the music streaming available on the current, or like on next gen consoles and stuff. Like, you've
Yeah.
got Spotify, Pandora,
No,
iHeartRadio.
and now Xbox has a Twitch option where you can stream directly to Twitch. You know, it's a little bit less like, you know, you don't have
Do you think that this console will be able to last 10 years?
No.
Yeah,
And in its
I do.
current state, no.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of like things that are technology that will be used a lot in the very near future.
I mean, I remember when my
it's
brother
not-
got his
doesn't seem
Xbox
to know what
360
it's
and
doing.
it got its red ring of death like within a month, and my brother literally
think-
wanted to throw
Like-
it out the window.
I mean, I think I disagree. I think that it could. I mean, look at the update for Xbox One that's coming out. It's completely different. I mean, and if
Well,
you
yeah.
look at the different, I mean, Barney talks about this all the time. If you look at, you know, the first OS, like, you know, the initial, you
With
know,
the blades and stuff.
yeah, on the 360 versus
Yeah.
the tile that it, or whatever it's on now. I sold my 360. I don't know what it looks like anymore. But
I remember.
I mean, it's a completely different console. I mean,
Well, even
and
if you look at like old Achievement Hunter guide type
Yeah,
stuff,
they're there.
it's like
Yeah.
fucking shit. That's
Right.
like that looks old.
When
And
I
then-
get
but at
nostalgic,
the
I watch
time-
Ray's like 100K gamer score highlight thing and stuff all that from old, and I'm like,
I'm
Jesus,
about to
this
hit
is
100K. I'm
ancient.
so excited.
Oh, that's great! Congratulations,
It's a slow climb from 90.
man. When I actually get a freaking Xbox, I'm gonna hate my life because I'm gonna start achievement hunting, and I'm gonna be like, I need to get there. I need to get to
Listen,
it.
I played the most piece of shit game.
My Little Pony.
No,
Is that a game? I don't know.
It was a
Just
Pirates of
guess.
the Caribbean. Probably it was a Pirates of the Caribbean game, and you had to like do a special move to collect souls when you had to collect 100.
Oh.
That game took like 3 months to play, and I fucking hate it. Anyway,
Interestingly
sorry.
enough, I have such an interest in Xbox and Microsoft games and like all that now. When I was growing up, I was a total like Nintendo, PlayStation baby. Like I literally everything I had was Nintendo and PlayStation until my brother showed up one day with a 360, and I'm like, the fuck is this?
I think it was achievements, right? Because they were the first one to do that. I think
Probably.
PlayStation, if PlayStation had done trophies first, and did them well, that PlayStation would have continued to rule. Because I still go back and play PlayStation 2 games a couple times a year.
I play freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles every 10 weeks. It's a weird
I
number,
play
but everyone's
Dark
like,
Cloud.
The overall scoring, like the ranking of you first, like based on your trophies on PlayStation 4, but I also like the numerical representation that achievements have. I think both have their place. I think that they're just like literally for two different types of people, and I have both a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One, and I go through spouts where like I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 4 lately, but I'll probably start back on Xbox One here soon. And it just depends on the games. It also depends on like what your friends are playing.
Oh yeah.
Like, so
You have friends?
I do.
My friend Justin, he has a PS4 and he got one recently, and he used to have a Xbox 360, but he just doesn't use it. And he's like, oh, when you get a current gen console, current gen now, he's like, you should get PS4. I'm like, dude, you're the one person. Well, now I know more than one, but at the time, he's like, that has a PS4. Literally, I'd be playing with 3 people, at most. But I know like 20 people that play on Xbox, so I think I'd rather go there.
Yeah.
And achievements. And Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, achievements are a big
man.
deal.
I want to play that game so bad.
I still need to pick it up. I think, Chris, wasn't there something about bullying that you wanted to talk about?
That was me.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Marco.
So I wanted to move on to this.
Yeah, Chris is the sexy one.
There you go. Yeah, pretty much. I'm the weird
Marco's
guy that got peed on.
Marco's like the guy you have sex with after prom because you feel sorry for him and then you get pregnant.
Man, are you describing RJ Berger?
Get shit on, Marco.
Are you describing the hard times of RJ Berger right now?
That
fucking
was
show
harsh.
about the kid with the huge dick that was on MTV. Thank you so much. Yeah, there was a show about this kid who was a real fucking nerd, and then the school found out that he had a giant dick, and suddenly like everybody was like, not everybody, but he got cooler,
sluts.
and then eventually like he had the chance to like
By the way,
go to prom with this hot girl, and then eventually chose the like less pretty best friend who was in the hospital and went and had sex with her right in the bed.
Jesus.
What? Is this a
Christ,
fake
what
show
the
or is this
fuck?
a
She got
real
pregnant.
show?
No, it was a scripted show. It was
Okay.
It's a show, it was a written show.
So, bullying.
But yeah, bullying. After like shitting on me, So last week when the podcast came out, I was watching stuff on YouTube, and this video came up that was discussing a situation that happened in I can't remember where it was. It was in California, I believe, where there was a blind student who was they were videotaping. Some other kid was videotaping it, not doing a thing, and this kid was about to get the shit beat out of him. Like he was starting to get hit, and so this guy that could see fine was gonna beat up this blind kid, and then out of nowhere you just see this other guy come and like rail the guy that was gonna beat him up, and he gets him on his point. He's like, "Dude, fuck you," and he basically like pretty much saved the blind kid from a beatdown. That would have been fucking
Why the
vicious.
fuck would you want to beat a blind kid?
Yeah,
But then get
Because
this.
you're a teenager.
But then get this. So it comes from the video, what people said originally is that this kid that came out of nowhere and stood up for this blind kid getting bullied was this amazing hero. Comes out a few days later that the blind kid was starting the fight.
But listen to me.
Was starting the
If you
fight with
can't-
this kid who could
if
see,
you
and the
can't
guy who
fucking
stood
control
up for the
yourself
blind
enough,
kid.
If there's a fucking blind kid that's like coming at you with some shit, if you're not big enough of a person and better enough of a person, this is coming from a person who just like got picked on a lot. It's like if you can't fucking just like get past a blind kid telling you shit,
I think maybe we all got picked on a lot except
you're a
maybe
fucking
Chris.
loser, man. You're a bigger
No,
fucking
I got
loser
picked
than
on
a
every
kid trying to
fucking
pick a
day.
fight.
But listen,
Like, you know
if you have a guy, it doesn't matter if he's blind or has glasses or whatever. If he's coming at you with enough shit, you're gonna stand up for yourself. And me personally, if you keep coming at me, I'ma deck you. I don't care who the hell you are.
Walk
You
away,
come
he
at
won't
me
see
with
where
shit,
you're
and
going.
you
it's fucking easy.
Well, I mean,
You
like,
come
also,
at
like,
me-
how
you
blind
come at me
was
with
he? Like,
enough
is he
shit,
partially blind,
and you
or,
don't
like,
stop,
I, mean,
I
he
will
had to
deck
be
you.
Like
He was doing some daredevil shit.
I think people are saying that he was partially blind, not completely, but it looked like he was full on blind in the fucking video.
But there's no way of knowing if, like,
Obviously,
that
yeah.
was... If he was preempted by...
Yeah.
Just, like, a day full of getting shit on.
And like I said, you know...
Start a fight, or,
you know, here's the thing, and I'm just gonna... I'm sticking to my guns with this one. If you can't fucking take shit like that and walk away, you're not normal, you know? You know how much shit I took on a regular basis from everybody that I fucking knew at school? I didn't fucking start a fight with anybody because I'm like, I'm better than that. I don't need to stoop to that fucking level, you know? It's not my fucking, you know, business. I'm just gonna
That's
go
the
about my
difference
day.
between you and me. I was getting in fights pretty constantly during high school. I should actually technically have been expelled on suspensions from high school. The reason I wasn't is because the video camera caught
mainly
one
in middle
of them.
school were really shitty little pissy things.
Nope.
I...
For suspension, November of freshman year of high school, 5 days
my
in
birthday.
school. For a
Who'd you
fight.
blow?
Yeah, well, you know, we're two completely different people. Obviously, if somebody came at me with that shit, especially if they were a blind person,
so-
partially blind, I don't give a shit. I'd be like, all right,
Once
you
upon a
have a
time-
good day, bye.
Yeah, see, I think that's, like, the adult... That's the thing that you learn when you become an adult. I got into a tough with some Nazis
Oh.
once upon a time. And there were
Shit.
knives involved that were not mine.
Ooh.
But I was just like... I think I thought I was invincible. And then everybody, like, even my teachers who... I was like a kiss... I was valedictorian, so I was like a kiss-ass grade student, blah, blah, blah. They were like, you could have died. That was really stupid.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can look back on it now and call yourself stupid or say, oh, you know, now
No,
I can
call myself a badass. I was like,
Yeah.
stand up to people with knives, not backing down. That's...
Like you can look back on that stuff and think differently about it, but like
But I could have gotten stabbed.
you could have gotten stabbed, or like going back to this blind kid, like especially me, like if I get pushed to a certain point, it doesn't matter if it's a big thing coming from a group of people or the smallest little thing coming from one person. If I hit my point, I'm gonna snap. It doesn't matter who's on the other side of my mouth or my fist. They're getting decked either physically or verbally. It doesn't matter who happens to get in the way.
For me, at least, I started getting less shit in high school, mainly because, at least where I went to high school, nobody cares anymore, you know? It's like, everybody that, you know, picked on you or
How old
did
are
anything to you in middle school, I'm 18. I graduated 2 years ago now, or nearly 2 years, I mean. But people that picked on you and said shit and were those assholes in middle school, they're just as big a loser as you were in middle school and high school, because in high school nobody gives a shit. They've all been kicked down back to like whatever level you were on, and you only have up to go. You know, you can only go up from there. You as a person,
Right. I think-
who had got picked on. You know.
I think I graduated right before, like, losers became popular. Like, I don't think the, like, cheerleader and the jock, I don't think they pose a threat anymore, like, to self-esteem, unless they're also, like, good Call of Duty players, or, you know, they're huge, you know, My Little Pony nerds, like, something like that. Like, I don't think anybody cares.
These kids
just
at my high
because
school
you're-
literally showed up
I
some
like to think
days
that
with
anyway.
Ninja Turtle backpacks, like literally the shell Ninja Turtle backpack. And if I had shown up like that in middle school, I would have gotten beat up.
But people think that's cool now.
Yeah. So fuck
I
me,
mean,
am I right?
as long as you're not, like, eating pizza for every meal and worshiping Shredder.
I was doing that, eating pizza at least. I don't know about the shredder part, but pizza, yeah. But that's basically it. You know, it's high school in a nutshell. Some people have worse experiences. I don't want to make my experience out to be like something horrible. I really did not go through that much. A lot of what I got in middle school, I was looking for trouble, and I don't blame that because I'm a fucking idiot.
Make it double.
Yeah, there you go. Meow. That's right. But obviously, you know, everybody differs. There's people I know who have had horrible experiences, who have had bad experiences, and people who have really great experiences in high school. I'm just glad it's over and I don't have to see anybody anymore.
See, I used to think that until, like, 2 years ago, and then I was like, fuck, why did I graduate early? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Oh yeah,
should've
I wish I was
stayed
still in high
for as long
school,
as possible.
but I'm glad I don't have to see the people anymore. I wish I was still back then so that I could do some things differently or just, like, have a little more time to think. But, you know, time travel isn't possible yet.
Well, I don't think I would take the option if it was. I think the most important thing, if you happen to be in high school and listening to this, I'm sure there's like, one of you. Maybe in like 2 years there'll be like 200,000.
Yeah.
I'm aiming high, bitch.
Hopefully.
Anyway.
All right. Damn.
I think the most
shoot for the
important
sky,
is to
yeah.
just be confident in whatever weirdness you have, because everybody's weird. So just go with it.
Everybody's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I learned a lot of things about a lot of people that I didn't want to know in high school, and these people that I thought were really cool, and these people are fucking weirdos, man. I knew
that's
this one
fine.
guy who,
Everybody's
like,
got a thing.
Everybody's
I knew,
weird.
No. I knew this one guy who had who was this really well-known guy in school, and apparently he would like message girls like, "Oh, I'm really sad because like nobody wants to date me, nobody likes me in my body or anything like that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sure it's fine, you're fine, you're beautiful as well." And then he would immediately send them pictures of his tiny dick.
I don't think that. I think that's like
What the fuck?
like like a cringe pic sort of thing. Like,
Good lord.
I
Like
think
he-
that's like a self-confidence issue.
That was it was a mental thing because it was like the second that these people, women usually, sometimes guys, women would show him any kind of like, "Oh no, you're great, you're really cute,"
Yeah,
or funny,
but
that he would latch onto that and like immediately think, "Oh, they love me, they're in love with me, we're in love, here, look at my penis."
Well, yeah, there's definitely some people who are like that, but I don't think I think a lot of people grow out of that. I think a lot of people are weird because
I hope so.
they've never been touched by another human hand, that
Dude, same.
ever, that sort of thing.
What are you talking
Oh,
about? My mom
man.
hugs me every night before I go to sleep.
But
All right, let's not get into that
I just think
territory for
embrace
the
your
love
own
of God.
weirdness and you'll be fine. Because there's going to be somebody else who's got your weirdness. You are not the only person who's weird.
My advice for somebody is don't worry if you think that anything that happens in high school is going to affect you for the rest of your life, because it really, in my case at least, doesn't. Sure, some people you're going to want to see, some people you're not going to want to see anymore. And for the
it's
most
like
part...
the SATs.
Yeah, I didn't take
It's
those.
really important until you take them. And then nobody in college, nobody's like, I got a 2250.
That's why I didn't take an SAT. But basically, that's the deal. None of it matters after high school. You're gonna move on. I hope you do greater and better things, and you're gonna be happy. So
Yeah,
there you go.
4 years seems like like forever at the time, but it goes by really quickly.
Oh yeah, I'm ancient.
And just like try your best, and if you fail at something, don't worry about it. I mean, like, correct it and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying don't give a shit, but like, try your best, do your best, and then
Learn.
Learn, and then, but also realize that there's more out there to learn from as well.
Oh yeah.
And in the end, like, because like afterwards, like all the popular kids and stuff, like they all go out in the world and experience the world too, and it's not as easy for them as it may have seemed in high school. And like you all kind of like become equals, and it's actually kind of cool. Like, at least in my case, like, everybody now likes video games. Nobody cares that you're like gay or a lesbian or like whatever anymore. Like,
What
it's
a world
just
to-
kind of
what a
this
world to live
weird
in.
box. Well, depending on where you live,
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Unless you're in
there
Kentucky,
are some
then shit.
places that are, yeah, there are some places that are super close-minded, but they're always going to be there. At least,
Yeah.
like, for my lifetime, and like probably like 50 or 100 years after that, there's always going to be a reason that somebody can think of to hate another person.
One piece of advice that I
So you
forgot
just
to
avoid
mention
those
also
people
is,
and
like,
let them wallow in their, not getting laid and having
if
fun.
you're before you're getting into senior year of high school, anybody who listens to this, if you're gonna get into that senior year, be prepared, because you're gonna be friends with everybody senior year, because everyone that's a senior is gonna be like, all right, we're immediately friends. You're gonna send me like pictures. You're gonna text me pictures of your homework or the homework or anything we missed, and we're all gonna share, and we're all gonna graduate together, and then we leave each other alone for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, it would be nice if that like carried over, if because there are a lot of people who, and maybe not your specific friends, but there are a lot of people who end up going to the same college as you, and it would be nice if, just because you are somewhat familiar with each other, if you just sort of latched onto each other while you're starting, so you don't feel like alone or anything. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works.
I'll tell you something that I don't know what it is about graduating, but suddenly people that have never spoken to you, I mean, a lot of people knew who I was in high school. Don't know why. I'm not telling why. but I didn't know them.
Probably because of all the stories.
They always knew me, but like, they after high school, if you have Facebook, after high school, like everybody friends you on Facebook. Like I've never spoken to you before in my life, yet you're friending me on Facebook.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who I'm like very active in their social lives, like their social online lives.
Yeah.
And I never spoke to them in high school, but it's cool.
I don't like it personally. It's like I didn't speak to you or care about you in high school. What makes you think I want to now?
Well,
or vice versa.
That's
you didn't
the
care
thing.
about
It's
me
like
or didn't speak to me,
you miss one chance. Like if they're a dickhead, then fuck them. Who cares?
Well, they are, yeah.
But
mainly.
if they're like somebody who's interesting or has something interesting to say, which you will usually find out pretty fast on Facebook. Whether
there
or not
are people. I
interesting.
definitely have people. Quite a few of them that I wish I'd hung out with them more, and I look forward to hanging out with them in the future.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say about me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
fun
it's
editing this mess, by the way.
What's up? What's up, Chris? You taking notes?
no, actually, I'm only gonna cut out one thing from this podcast, which
I
is
can
actually
imagine.
Is it
really good.
Is it what I is it the?
No, it's probably what I said about. I'm not gonna say it again so that it doesn't get cut again.
Well,
No,
type it in doobly-doo.
The doobly-doo, Mary, it was, and this is going to come across as such a tease on the podcast, but it was the one question that you had for me that we're not going to mention, so I don't have to cut it again. But yeah, that's considering the two messes that I've had to deal with last week and the week before, this is actually pretty good.
It's Molly.
Boy,
I'm holding back from
boy,
saying
do
it.
I mean mess talking about episode 2.
Jesus.
We're still getting our legs. Listen. But
We're
I don't know
listening.
if we're
Go
wrapping
ahead.
up. Are we wrapping up?
Nah, I don't know.
Tailing off a bit, yeah.
Tailing off.
Okay, I'll wait till we wrap up to
Any
say what I'm gonna say.
closing things anybody would like to talk about? Mention?
Dicks,
thanks.
and more dicks. That's to make up for the massive amount of structure this podcast had.
Vagina.
Oh man, we were like on point as balls today.
Hell
It was. It's all Molly. Well, I mean, it's you too, Chris. But
I didn't
it
think
certainly
that we were
wasn't
gonna
me or
make.
Marco.
I didn't think we were gonna make that many topics stretch out for that long. I guess with the few times that we straight off course, but I saw that list.
But
and
that
I'm like,
was really cool
nothing.
because we talked about RT.
And thanks, Molly. Holy
But we
shit, this
talked
is different.
about. Yeah, I feel like a fucking podcast.
Fucking
Yay.
Molly, man, rock star.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
No, I said fucking rock star, like
Fuck
you're
that.
Cool. All right,
bitch.
fuck you,
Yeah.
Molly.
I think
Jeez.
we all want.
Who the fuck is Molly?
Yeah. Where is Molly? Well, yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad that
Thank you
my
for letting me put
suggestions
you on my tongue
were
and get a
positive.
little weird.
I mean,
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
see an alternate
Mary,
universe
what
where you
about-
were on this
what about
podcast
your
this week
tongue?
and see
Did I
how
hear that
many
right?
bleeps there is.
I said thank you because I put Molly on my tongue and got a little. It's a drug joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Was that inappropriate?
I think you
Molly?
need to take a cold shower.
Okay, so
No, I'm just.
Mary, you were
it
actually
just
making a drug
was
joke.
supposed
I
to be-
assumed you were making a sex joke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
That's a
It-
pretty
it- it's
accurate
like a-
description of how
I
this
am
podcast
actually
works.
ecstasy.
Yeah, you are. But anyway, listen. I've thoroughly, like seriously, I've thoroughly appreciated you. You're my favorite person that's been part of this.
All right, fuck you.
I mean, fourth chair. God damn, dude. Do I have to like profess my love? Like, I don't know. How do people profess love?
Not
I
like
don't know.
this.
Let's
You
wrap
want
it up, you
flowers?
guys. Like,
Thank
Yeah,
you for
we-
being here, Molly. You've brought
Thank you for having me.
structure and interesting conversation.
This is
and
gonna go right out the window next week, I'm sure. Just kidding.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. Mary, I'm sure, has a date with a very, very ice cold shower right now.
Yeah.
I've got a date with a Pop-Tart. I'm gonna squeeze it right in between the two Pop-Tarts.
But seriously though, let me know if I've been too whatever. I don't know.
What, too
Nah,
sexually
nah,
charged?
Nah, you're great.
Too weird again. Like I don't want you to feel like that I'm.
I hear a
coming at
buzzing
you or
noise coming
whatever.
off of Mary's audio. What is that buzzing noise?
See, that would be funny, except like the other week I did like vibrate a vibrator for
Okie
the
doke.
mic.
Well,
And
thank you,
guys were-
everybody, for listening.
you
Did
guys
you
were
really?
Like, what was that?
let's
How
wrap
did I
this
manage to miss that entirely? I edit this
missed it too.
fucking thing. How did I miss that?
Did I like scare you away, Molly?
No, I just like I do kind of have to go.
Oh, okay.
I don't want that in the
No.
podcast of me like being like I have to go.
Thank
But,
God,
like, I do have to get going.
thank God we started early.
Yeah,
All right.
All right.
Well,
because we've
Thank
been
you.
going for like 2 hours.
it's been
This
great.
is
Yeah,
this was a really good
hour
podcast.
45. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody, for sticking with us. If you've stuck with us this long, I'd like to thank Molly for being our fourth chair this week. I'd like to thank Mary and Marco for joining me, as they do every week, for this lovely little
Forever
chat.
and ever and ever and ever, please.
Maybe like 2 more weeks until he kicks me off. You know.
I would never.
Next week we should see how terrible we could be to see who
you don't
can
wanna
get kicked
try
off
me.
first.
You don't want to try me.
You
No,
would absolutely
I don't.
win.
We will not be doing that next week. We will,
this is
though.
So much fun.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a different fourth chair. So, Molly, I'm sorry, but we're gonna keep testing the waters
Yep.
as far as fourth chair.
Until I get it.
But I will.
Hit it and quit it.
Just
I get
send
it.
Send a resume.
Use ya and lose ya.
I
Love ya and
will.
leave ya.
I will keep you in mind, though. You're
I appreciate
definitely
it. Yeah, I
you're
had a
definitely up at
blast.
the top.
Anytime
Anyone
you
that
want
makes this
another person,
adds
feel
something to
free.
this podcast, it's Molly and Peter. I love you, Peter. I miss you so much.
Yeah, Peter was pretty good.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Hasta
guys.
luego.
See you.